What do you mean?
Okay.
I mean,
Let's
you're
get-
still affiliate, right?
Let's get Neon
That's true.
canceled.
I am affiliated. Yeah.
No.
Oh, I can get him demonetized.
No.
I'll just play something from the Beatles. We'll get a DMCA takedown.
There you go. There you go. Problem solved.
I've actually never listened to a lot of the Beatles.
I know one song.
I've never.
Yeah, I know
so
the
you-
Yellow Submarine.
Did,
and that-
did they
Exactly.
do the bicycle?
Did what?
The bicycle
Bicycle?
is
That's Queen, isn't it?
Queen.
Globots.
That's Queen.
I know.
No, the Queen? Okay. I don't know.
I
we'll
was,
British.
I was thinking a different bicycle.
You're thinking handlebars.
Handlebars, yeah. I was thinking handlebars.
Handlebars by Flowbots is a good song.
I am.
It really is.
I am
was
very
Queen, that's
concerned
right.
about the musical literacy in this Discord.
Why?
What do you mean?
What?
Oh, don't come at me.
No, I'm not worried about you.
thought
I'm
it
not worried
was a
about you.
Different song that was very
Bicycle
close
is not
to
a favorite song
bicycle
of mine in the
theme.
first place. I've only
Yeah,
heard
I
that
said
a handful
I
of
said
times throughout my life.
Handlebars by Flowbots was a good song, and everyone said it was a great song.
That was remarkably easy to trigger all of you at once. That was amazing. I only had to say one thing.
If we're talking about good music, I'm gonna go with something like Metallica or something like that.
I'm gonna
Queen's
keep
good
my
music.
mouth shut because all of my music choices are going.
You
to
think
keep
you know
shut.
what? You think you know what good music is? Name every song ever.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're one of those
Also-
people.
Very ironic.
Whoever mentioned
yes.
bicycle, thank you for getting it stuck in my head.
I didn't even know there was a
Yeah,
song
fuck.
called Bicycle, but then again, there's probably a song called something.
Isn't that
Something
the
in
one
the
that goes
dictionary.
bicycle?
Yeah, they literally just shout the
Bicycle.
word bicycle a bunch of times.
I
I
want
want
to
to
ride
ride my
my
bicycle.
And they're one of the biggest bands on the planet to have ever existed.
All right.
Okay.
Do we
Next
have?
question.
Do we have the? Does everybody have the Sirenscape link up? By the way, if you install the if you install the player, you can link it to a session essentially, and you don't have to have it up in a browser. And you also, by the way, they also have an app if you'd rather have it on your phone, like for Tyrope in your particular situation. If you'd rather have the music play from your phone, it is an option.
I think I'm just
Why
gonna
would I want
stick
that?
with
It would
my.
then loop through
I'm-
my headset. You'd
So,
hate
I
it.
just-
I already have so
Um,
many things on my
Um,
desktop.
I'm giving y'all options.
I appreciate the options. I'm
Well,
gonna stick with what I
excuse
have.
me. If you ever actually look the root, whatever.
Were you trying to do an actually?
Yes. And it failed miserably.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't fail miserably. You were able to get the actually part out. So I mean,
You just
the
kind of
vibe was there.
fumbled.
Yeah, they just fumbled it. It's fine. It's fine.
Let's hope you don't fumble any rolls tonight.
Oh lord.
I'm-
All right. Actually,
I'm-
yeah. With
oh,
that,
yeah.
I am doing physical dice. I am not chancing it with virtual dice.
yeah.
again.
Everybody gets your
firm.
everybody gets your fumbles out now. Let's see.
Can I?
Yeah, go for
Can
it.
I make a request?
What's up?
I vote that you only have to roll
no.
dice, the digital dice, when you're rolling against me.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Because you've kicked him twice.
Yeah, no, fuck you. No. Joking.
Oh,
See? I got a
can
three.
see.
You have the worst.
I vote this.
Looking at
Honestly,
looking at how everything's
honestly.
going, three of us are gonna have a bad time.
Oh, I'm not having
and
good luck
three
either.
of us are okay.
The GM doesn't have
honestly,
a good
what
roll
is
either.
up with me and virtual dice?
I do not know.
What did you do to anger the computers?
It's my computer. It didn't piss me off at all. I'm good.
No. I'm talking to Shadow. Why do you make computers angry?
Because I kill them on the daily at work.
Oh, you do it.
Okay, valid, fair.
Oh,
All right,
you
guys.
upset the machine spirit.
Right. All right. We ready? It's gonna be a short session tonight, unfortunately, due to Fox's hard cutoff. So,
What's Fox's hard
Let's
cutoff?
go.
10 p.m.
2 hours.
Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. So about 2
Wait, if
hours,
you guys
15.
want to keep going after I go to bed, it's okay.
No.
We'll see. Depends on where we're at. If it's a situation where the squirrel's asleep in a bag again, sure. But if the squirrel is actively doing things, then probably not.
Hi,
I
zombie.
forgot where we left off.
Give me like 2
Same.
minutes.
I don't remember anything.
Hold
Good
on.
luck.
Why is your icon saying you're injured? You're not. You have full health.
Because of the fact that they are undead.
That shouldn't do it though, because
Wait, am I
No, I checked. You have full health because you guys all took a long rest.
It says
So
unharmed.
I just don't understand why it has the little graphic over the top of it. That's what's got me confuzzled.
Yeah,
It has me confuzzled.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
was thinking because she's now undead.
No,
Majombe.
that wouldn't do it.
Hey, none of us know she's undead yet.
Actually, I'm pretty sure most of. Wait.
No one does.
None of us have
not
explicitly
that's true.
found out she's undead.
Not definitively.
I think I might have an idea.
Kyria knows more or less, and Talina knows more or less. Nothing that's like there's been no explicit. This is now an undead person. It is more of just like, huh, that's weird.
I remember. I think you made me you made us roll for that at the tavern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think for me personally, another hint would add up that my healing spell didn't work on it.
Correct. Yes, you would know that.
Didn't you go to the chapel?
Am I still under the be nice to everybody potion?
Probably not.
No, that would have worn. It basically only lasts for like roughly an hour, and at this point, I would say it's probably worn off. So,
Okay,
and it
well,
wasn't.
now I get to
Again,
open up
it
this.
wasn't be nice. It was just polite. You could be a jerk. You just had to be polite about it. That was it.
Be a polite.
I like-
Oh yeah, no, we had just gotten done the conversation about you going for politics.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
that's
And
right.
I am
It's the next
expanding on
morning,
this
isn't
bit.
it? Yeah, it was the next morning.
Yes.
After
So
stuff.
we'll go ahead and roll into a recap then, since we're at that discussion point of basically already talking about a recap. So last time we left off, you guys had run into, on your way back from Casvis's den, Pipwick, the Green Goblin, who was tossed out of a low-end public house over in the basically the northern section of Kestrel Village, kind of on the outskirts of Riverside, where in basically just kind of comical little scene, Casvis kind of invited him for a drink back at the Tankard. You guys all made your way there. Discussion, while brief, was had where some things were discussed about what had befallen Casvis and Spitwick at the den. There was a kind of a quick get-to-know-you session with Pipwick, and then after a little bit, everybody kind of petered off back to their respective locales. A few of you went back to sort of just wherever you were sleeping for the night and got some rest. Grigor went to inquire about some new armor potentially at the forge. Kyria went back to the temples and communed with the Everlight, or attempted to commune with the Everlight. Pipwick went to the markets, the central market district, and basically attempted to I don't know if rally's the right word, or politicize, or I'm not sure. There's a rich area there for adjectives, but basically tried to start a pseudo political campaign to raise awareness and support amongst the little people of Darun.
Pseudo.
Well, that's true. It's not.
This
At
is
this
so
point,
for real.
I was say at this point, there's been a soapbox involved, so it stopped being pseudo at this point. It's basically legit. The next morning, everybody reconvened at the Tankard, and at this point, you guys are kind of more or less mid-conversation, trying to figure out next steps. Cassavis is pretty convinced. He believes that the attack was prompted by the recent and kind of abrupt possession of this opaque gem that is now in Tippy's possession, that seemingly brought her back to life, ? But says there's been some noticeable changes about her physical appearance, physical presence. A bluish potion was consumed partially by Pipwick as well as partially by Talina. I forget who else consumed it.
Did, because I gave it to him.
Yeah, you gave it to him. Somebody else basically he took a sip from it and somebody else took a sip from it.
Yeah, I did.
You did. Okay. And so there's about a third left essentially in that jar.
I'm pretty sure Horea brought up concerns that the attack on the den might not
Yes.
have been related to that, and
Yes.
more what they were currently doing.
Yes, Daxori and Helrea, and I think maybe even Kyria mentioned various theories as well as to what the attack actually was referenced to. Daxori, if I recall correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, Daxori seemed to believe that it may have been tied to the sudden and very mysterious disappearance of Mrs. Arkwright, who Cassavis is trying to hold his tongue around. He's gotten a little flustered from everything going on and keeps spilling the name in front of Pipwick, which everybody keeps shushing him on, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it was that, and then she was trying to tie her sudden disappearance and the arrival of those creatures to possibly chaotic magic being created by someone.
Yes.
And the reason that Hellraya thought it was a targeted thing is, they saw, apparently there was another Spitwick there, and the creatures were hiding as if they were trying to ambush something.
Yes. Yeah, you guys pointed out that there was an ambush tactic that was employed, including the shape-shifting of the greenish, what you now know as slads, the shape-shifting of the green slad into a form that resembled Spitwick that was then pretty quickly seen through by a few of you, which then resulted in the springing of a trap or an ambush or an attack by the green slad turning back into himself, as well as 2 blue slads jumping down from the catwalk where the library is above. With that, you guys are now still sitting around the table within the tankard. I don't know why there's a little red splotch on Tippy's face, but everyone at this point has had a long rest, so everybody's health points have been restored. Everybody's spell slots are up there. Like we confirmed, Rigsy, Pipwick's, and Talina as well. Your guys' effects of the politeness potion, or excuse me, the potion of perpetual politeness, has faded. So, you guys are still sitting around the table. Cassivus is finishing up his breakfast, and the day is yours. What would you guys like to do?
If I remember correctly, there was mention of us possibly heading to the university to try and get some answers to some questions we had.
Yes, Cassivus did suggest to you all that the only location he knew of off the top of his head that might pose some more finite information around this gem, as well as those creatures and maybe their connection to it, or where they come from, or the fact that they would have no connection to it, or anything like that, would possibly be in the University Road District, as that's where all the intellectual minds and powerhouses of the city are located.
Hellraya would have agreed to go with Dax. Basically just... She doesn't have any leads of her own for her own little investigative thing, so it's like, okay, we'll go figure out what's wrong with Squirrel.
Yeah. As a reminder as well, as I think one of the last things that was said is Cassivus did kind of urge you guys to not split up, as now that there was a sincere threat that almost wiped out 2 of you, he suggested it's best for everybody if you guys stick together. And I think you guys agreed.
Splitting up.
Almost wiped out 2 of us, killed 1 of us.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It was all, wasn't it also, and correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it also suggested that we stop meeting at the Lucky Tankard and start trying to meet somewhere else, just in case our common, what's the word? Our frequent spots are no.
Gotcha. I don't remember that being mentioned last session, but that is perfectly valid if that's something you would have mentioned.
I thought Cassivus had mentioned it.
It might have been Hellraya mentioning it.
That too.
Yeah, I don't think it was a Cassivus thing. It was mentioned, but I don't think it was Cassivus.
Yeah, I don't remember think it was.
I know of some nice shacks, a couple dumpsters, plenty of meeting spots.
We're not meeting where you want to meet there, you little...
I know
green,
this city better than all of you combined.
Cassivus gives you a side-eye. All of us?
All of you. Cassivus, name every house in this city if you know more than me.
He just rolls his eyes and basically dabs his mouth with his napkin and gets up and takes his empty plate back to the bar.
Can this green, disgusting goblin please stop talking? And let the adults actually discuss?
I'm grown.
You are not, because
I'm grown. I'm 12 years old. I'm grown.
You're
12. You're 12.
I'm 12.
you're-
I'm
well,
grown.
I didn't realize that we were accepting children.
I will
On
say,
this
I,
little
I will
adventure.
say it is commonly accepted knowledge to most everybody that goblins age much differently than other humanoids, and 12 is considered full adult and actually a little bit on the older side.
Yeah,
Dax wouldn't
they're
know
adults
this
at like
because of her
8.
limited interaction with other people other than humans and
Okay.
tieflings.
Yeah, if you want to have her not know that, that's fine. I'm just letting the rest of you guys know that it is commonly known knowledge that goblins age differently.
Yeah, no, so Dax wouldn't know that outside because of her limited interaction with people outside of humans and tieflings, so she truly means what she said.
I'm an adult.
12 is an adult.
I was an adult 4 years ago.
I mean, technically, I guess.
She and at this point, Dax is. You can see she's genuinely confused.
It's general the aging process for goblins.
Okay.
I'm 12.
So
That's like 150 in your years.
So
Elena
I'm-
just smiles,
I'm
knowing
gonna-
her age compared to
I'm gonna need a
150.
deception check on that one because that is not in that. I mean, yes and no, but that's taking it a bit far.
No, it's not even remotely.
Not even
close.
remotely. Like, yeah, you're adult, but you're not that
I'm
adult.
like 30
yeah,
tops.
yeah,
And like,
yeah.
I'm using my. Can I just take my roll on insight?
Yeah, yeah. You
Just
can roll
passive
insight.
insight that at 19.
I am also going to try and wait. So who was that directed at?
Yeah.
Anyone at the, I mean, he said it out loud, so anyone at the table can roll insight against that.
Oh, I'm gonna try
Hey,
and
but,
imitate
like-
that.
150 of what race years? Because for elves, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should forget. We'll just roll. Who
Well, because
cares?
tieflings age the same as humans, so
Damn. I do not have good rolls tonight.
yeah.
Hellray is not really feeling
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah, I got a 14.
okay, so Daxori, you believe him. You think that he is being genuinely truthful in that he is roughly around the equivalent of about 150 in other humanoid years. Same Rhea, Grigor, you guys all. Well, he's pretty on the level.
Oh, we guess. I guess we don't know much about our goblins.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, unless you can explain to me why you would get to roll that with advantage if you've had previous encounters, but otherwise, no. Kyria, you meet it, beat it. So, you know that he's not lying in that he is like an adult for his race, but he is not. He's not 150. He's much younger than that.
I've just decided to take the words at face value, whether he's being
Sure.
truthful or not. I don't care.
Yeah.
150. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you're
for
like, yeah,
elven
good enough.
years.
Good enough. You're like, oh, that's young. He's fine.
Dax immediately clicks back. Oh, so you're almost old enough to keel over and just die from old age then.
no, I still
Good to know.
got like 20 left in me.
Well, let me help you along and make that one.
At
What? I'm just gonna like point my thumb. What's her problem? Like, what have I ever done?
Hellray just kind of gives a shrug.
shrugs all around.
Yeah, that's just literally just shrug.
I just want to point out that the guy who should fucking hate me likes me more than she does. And I point at Cassivus when I say that.
And as you're pointing, he's walking back and say, he has a point. Speaking of which, we still need to come to an arrangement on that. But as our friend pointing to Hellraya pointed out, there are more pressing matters to attend to, and we'll deal with that later. But if you wish to get while the getting's good, as they say, the sun is starting to come up a little bit higher, and the day is going to get warmer. Plus, this place is going to get you a lot busier. What would you all like to do? Anything you need my help with, or shall I scurry off to my tasks for the day?
You have a operation to rebuild, I imagine.
Yes, I have to move my basically everything. I need to find a new headquarters, and I need Spitwick's help. I need to make sure that I can do so quietly, and so on and so on. And unfortunately, it has to be something attached to the catacombs, which is a lot harder than it sounds.
Hey, Cassivus, can you point me in the general direction of a place that can maybe print, let's say, 500 to 600 pieces of paper.
His eyebrow
God.
raises. 5 to 6. What on earth are you needing to print that many copies of?
Campaign posters.
Oh.
The library of the
no.
university?
Actually, funny enough, yes, there is a printing press in the University Row. They print the Gazette for the university.
You just hear Dax give a.
He kind of gives you a glance as he's talking and as you sigh. There's another printing press, I believe, near the center of town, closer to the city council.
Yes,
Unfortunately,
go to that one.
a lot of he chuckles. A lot of publication in this city is heavily scrutinized and more or less controlled by the city council. It's bordering on oppressive, but information still seems to make its way into the city, so everyone sort of tolerates it.
This is the smartest thing you've ever said. Because if they don't let me print it, then I get to run my campaign further into the oppressive nature of this city as itself.
Oh, no. Cassivus just kind of like, you may have a point there. Well, regardless, I believe Depatos Village has a printing press, but I do know that there's a smaller one in University Row that I believe is run by alumni of the university, possibly students. I'm not certain. They might even do it for cheaper or free. I don't know.
Well, don't forget, you can't run your campaign or whatever you're doing until you've met and gotten approval from the king.
You know, sometimes you ask for forgiveness before you ask for permission.
I don't think you want to do this with the king, because he's known to behead people for not asking for his approval.
All right.
Well, in that case, I think that you would want me to do this, now wouldn't you?
Ooh.
No. In actuality, while I don't like you, and I do make, we'll say, passive aggressive.
Oh, that's what we call it nowadays, huh? Girl, please.
Passive aggressive comments towards you. I don't necessarily want to see you beheaded, as you may end up being useful at some point.
All right, well,
Whether that's to use your small little hands to get something for me, or use you as a footrest. You just may be you just may be helpful at some point. So I don't want to see you get beheaded yet.
this is the exact injustice that I'm trying to campaign against. So if they can do it for free at the university, then I guess I'm going to the university, because listen, I'm fucking broke.
Well, you also have to remember that by doing this, you wouldn't just be upsetting the council because you're campaigning against them, but you're also upsetting the king, who not only is in charge of the rune, but is in charge of all of Adalia.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to need one more deception check, because you got the first one that he convinced him that there is a king when there's not. But we're definitely going to need one on the fact that he beheads people that he disagrees with, and the fact that he is the king of all of Adalia. This is getting to be a gaslight of all
29.
gaslights. I'm sorry.
The all of Adalia makes sense, because Darun is the council, so it needs to be bigger than that. But
I'm sorry, but how the fuck, if I have lived in this place for multiple years, do I not have at least an inkling of an understanding of the political landscape of the fucking country I reside in?
Yeah, so I got
You'd be surprised, sir.
I got a 29.
We have gaslit so many
Holy
people
crap.
so
Okay.
far.
Okay. With a 29, which is astronomically high.
Well, because I got a nat 20 and then I have a +9.
I gotcha. Good lord. Okay. All right. Excuse me.
I'm
Yes.
a rogue. What do you expect?
No, that's fair. Okay, so yes, technically speaking, you would absolutely have a general knowledge of the area that you're from. Pipwick, you know that there is no king in this part of the continent. In the Durham Hills and the surrounding region, there's not, you've never heard mentions of a king. You've never heard, quite frankly, you've never really heard mentions of any sort of leadership hierarchy. However, you do know that there are much larger cities far to the north and to the northwest, even some to the south and to the east. And it is perfectly possible that there may actually be a king that is just removed from this part of the world and is just not super active over here. And that, wow, this person is very, very confident that a king exists. You believe fully that Daxori fully believes that there is a king. And that if she believes it, you know, whether or not you necessarily believe 100% that it's accurate, you believe she believes it, and that there is this distinct, true, really, really high possibility that there is, in fact, a king of Adalia. He's just not around here, which would explain why you've never heard of him before.
I'm pretty much just gonna recite exactly what you said.
Okay.
Which is, if you say there's a king, then how come I've never seen him here before?
Because he only ever, from my understanding, because you obviously are not originally from here, so I've heard things. So from my understanding, he only ever really gets involved when big political things, such as the possibility of an entire city council being ran against, or change in city council happening, and if it's not done properly, he gets upset.
I'm sorry.
I'm not running against the city council. I'm trying to get a dynamic group of people, representation within the city council, which they currently do not have very much of that.
But you would be running against the city council, as from my understanding, Cassivus, please correct me if I am wrong, they don't have any open seats, so therefore you would be removing a person from the city council, which is therefore running against the city council / a change in the city council, and without the king, authorizing this, yeah.
He kind of shrugs back and forth. Talina looks at him, and he starts to lean that way, and as you say this, he kind of stops leaning towards Talina for a moment and says, technically speaking, if you're trying to get on the city council, they can't openly do much against you. It is an elected position, and while currently all the seats are full, it wouldn't be the first time they've added a seat due to interest. And then he leans over to Talina. And as he kind of just starts smirking and chuckles and kind of nods and says, that's a good point. I know where I'm headed next. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just noticed on stream that didn't look like common.
Whoa.
Can others read this?
Is that...
Please tell me the others can just read that.
Is that comp? Did you have a language
I can
selected?
read that.
That should be in common.
Oh,
Yeah, I can read that.
that's weird.
I can also read it.
Yeah, the stream can't read it. That's really weird.
The
I can
stream
also
doesn't
read
common.
it.
It must...
It's not as common as we think.
No, it must be...
Yeah, it's not.
I'm not sure. But yeah, but he kind of stands up after a slight chuckle and looks around and says, on that note, Mr. Pipwick, best of luck in the campaign. Truly, could be quite interesting to see another seat on the council, especially one such as yourself. But on that note, I'm going to make my leave, and I have sounds like I have real estate I need to go inspect. Anything else
Careful,
before
Cassivus.
Hmm? Oh, yes, of
I
course.
said careful. Keep your
Oh, don't worry
eyes
about it.
peeled.
And as he says, is there anything else? And he kind of like glances around the room, making eye contact with all of you, just to make sure that nobody else needs anything from him.
But if I need you, I have a way to contact you.
And he pats
Assuming you still have the stone.
he pats basically his coat of like where one of his pockets would be, and says, "Yes, of course, I've got it on me." All right, with that then, have a wonderful day. And he kind of does a slight little bow, and as he does and stands back up, he snaps his finger as he draws it across his chest, and he turns invisible, and he disappears.
Poof.
Now back to you, Grandpa.
What the fuck did he just do?
Did you say
Went
what?
invisible.
You guys didn't tell me this guy was a magician. That's crazy.
Now back to you, Grandpa. I'm just looking out for you. While I don't like you, I don't want to see you get beheaded. So
Okay,
do what
here,
you may. Just know that if the king catches whiff of it, your head may be on a pole.
hear me out here. All right, I'm talking between friends at this point.
I never said I was your friend.
I'm just hear me out.
Okay.
You guys have probably been together for a little bit of time, right?
In what context? Like as a group?
Like traveling together, you know, companions, acquaintances. I don't know what you call each other. But...
we'll go with.
Been a short while.
Yeah, it's been long enough.
It's been longer for some than others.
You guys done any fucked up shit in your time together?
No, but I can. Starting
No.
with you.
No. Listen, just hear me out, okay? You guys done some messed up stuff. I'm not making assumptions. I'm actually asking questions.
And I'm telling you, no, but I can start with you.
All right.
Some stuff that-
I need a deception check before that goes further.
Dax
wait.
knows she's lying.
So, is it more of a group's done screwed up shit, or
Yeah, like it depends on your
Individually.
definition of fucked up.
I'm getting to the point.
anyways?
You guys,
24. I got 25.
Oh wait, there
it-
is that one incident.
Yeah, I need an insight from Pipwick then.
okay.
No, there's two incidents for Dax. The catacombs and then the manor.
Yeah, there's been
Oh, I
a
was
few.
thinking of Telena specifically.
All right, with a 17, you rolled a what?
I got my 16 plus 9, 25.
25. Okay. She seems on the level that she hasn't done anything yet, but she definitely seems like she's willing to do it. She just doesn't seem to have done it yet, theoretically.
Okay. Anyways. Like I said, not accusatory at all. Let's just say that you guys have done some illegal stuff. All right? I know the dude that you guys travel with has. Trust me. Now, can you not see the benefit of having a person that considers you a friend, a direct sitting member of the city council? Hear me out here. If you help me get elected, then essentially you can operate with impunity to anything that you do in this city. But if you don't help me get elected and I still get elected, you don't get any of the benefits, because friends help friends. Let me help you.
Am I gonna need to insight that?
Well,
You can if you want to.
I'm gonna insight that.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll insight. And then Riggsy, don't tell me what it is, but you can either roll you can either roll deception or you can roll persuasion, but don't tell us what it is, and just tell us what the result is so that we know what the value is.
What'd you say, Jesse?
rolling it off screen.
Yeah, that's fine.
Curious, is the first proposition of your campaign corruption?
No, the first proposition of my campaign is to get rid of the corruption. The fact that a large demographic of people that reside in the city, some could say a healthy percentage, have no representation on the council whatsoever, either means that the council was appointed by just general nepotism from a king that you mentioned, or that they have been actively trying to keep those people out. And also, Neon, on that roll, I got a 22.
Okay. Rhea, you rolled a 17, and Kira, you rolled a 10. Was anybody else rolling it? Oh, and wait, yeah, was anybody else rolling?
I didn't roll for this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Those must be older then. Who rolled insights on that one?
Me and Hellray, I believe.
Okay, what'd you roll on an insight, Dax?
I got an 18.
Okay, and Rhea, what did you roll? Or was it that insight right there?
I believe it was that insight there.
Okay, both of you guys, obviously, it sounds like he's being very honest, being pretty straightforward.
This is the first time you've said something that actually makes sense.
Well, listen, it's got me fired up. A sense of purpose, you know? A goal in my life.
Dax kind of just sits back in her chair and strokes her chin real quick as she thinks. Fine, I will cut back on, I guess you can say, my attitude towards you. And we'll see about helping. As long as you, like you said, you give us some leeway.
Listen,
When you get elected.
whatever I see or hear in whatever amount of time that we are traveling together will never be uttered to anybody. I promise.
You know, I have a problem with trusting a promise from a future politician.
I would agree.
And I just give him the deathest of death glares.
Politicians do tend to go back on their promises.
Why would you call me a future politician and not a current friend?
I haven't deserved either title yet.
What the fuck do I have to do for you people? Save your life or something? Jeez, we shared a meal together.
Neil, we met last night.
Hold on. Sharing a meal and doing a little bit of conversation. You think that makes you deserve to be a friend of ours?
Where I come from, that's all it takes.
No. With this group of people,
It takes
this
a little
group-
bit more. Sorry.
with this group of people, it takes a little bit more. You have to show your ability for us to trust you. And just saying and spewing words isn't gonna cut it.
All right, well then, tell me what I gotta do to prove it.
You'll know when you've proved it. Like I said, actions are gonna speak louder than your words.
Speaking of actions, what is on today's agenda?
University is my opinion. And with that, Dex is done talking. She's talked enough.
I mean, university is on the road to the council.
When we get to the university, you guys are gonna have to help me with something. And listen, we just had a moment together. I want to be honest with you. You're gonna have to help me with something when we get there. And it has nothing to do with the printing, I promise.
I am nothing if not intrigued.
These people are intellectuals, academics. And I can't read. So if there's signs or a place that we're supposed to be going, you might have to point me in the right direction, okay? So I don't look like an idiot in front of these people.
Can't read at all, or just not in common?
I can look at the symbols and make the noises, but they usually don't come together to form words.
Interesting. Anyway, any objections from going to the university? Estelina just looks around the group.
I've been ready to leave this awkward conversation behind us.
Okay, so are you guys headed out by the sound of it? Just didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, given that nobody's saying anything, I'm just gonna offer Tippy my shoulder and head out with whoever's in tow.
How much smaller is Tippy than me?
You guys are roughly the same height. There's a very minuscule difference between the two of you.
Oh, none of you guys offer me a shoulder.
It would be weird to have this is me talking out of character. It would be
I'm
weird to
technically
have
already encumbered with the squirrel on my shoulder, alright?
That is actually really funny.
I feel like a squirrel would be lighter.
Like, like you're trying to be Rocket the Raccoon. We already got one.
That's actually funny you say that because Riggsy and I were talking about character ideas.
I was going to be a raccoon.
He was actually, yeah. That's what's even funnier.
Wait, how is Tippy like 3 times the weight of Fitwick?
The weight?
Fat.
Yeah.
Is she?
Told the nuts.
Dippery is 145 and Fitwick is 47.
Wait. Tippy, you're a 145-pound squirrel at 3 feet tall?
I don't remember putting a weight down.
That is a chonky squirrel.
Perpetually hibernating squirrel.
The squirrel's been eating a little too many acorns.
Are you cool
Well,
if we fix that? Because
Yeah, I just realized in hindsight I would have been like encumbered every time I would carry
you
the
would
squirrel,
have.
which has been a lot.
I did not realize that it was I just looked at the character sheet. Yeah, I feel like we might need to make some adjustments there because that is a mondo squirrel.
I know.
Is just the typo.
Yeah.
Considering the
How do I edit again? There it is.
squirrel
yeah.
is also undead and probably going to be losing.
Yeah, no,
Its,
she's more
body
gaunt now.
mass.
Yeah, she's more gaunt. Like, yeah, that number needs to be so much slower. I'm like thinking through the things that you guys have been through since Tippy joined, and like, oh wow, that doesn't make. I'm just picturing this like Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka, like level squirrel, just like.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's a fat squirrel right there. Okay, well while that's being fixed.
That's a thick squirrel.
Thick squirrel right there.
I think it's more reasonable for 3 feet.
Let's see here. It still says 145 on my end. Let me change the page here and go back. Hold on.
Mine.
Dude, could you imagine at 140, like when you were talking telepathic to me inside of that cloak? Could you imagine how ridiculous that would have looked if you were 145 pounds?
You're one of those pimple popper horror stories with this huge bulbous thing on your chest.
She would have looked like fucking Quasimodo, dude.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, I'm crying. That was too funny. What Fox, what number did you plug in there? Because it's still showing 145 on my end.
35.
35? Okay, let me see if this fixes it. Okay. All right, cool. It's 35. Okay.
I feel like that's still a bit chunky for a squirrel.
For a 3 foot tall squirrel, that makes sense, especially considering that she's a little
It's all
bit.
in her tail.
Yeah, there you go. She's a little bit leaner now.
All in her tail.
All the floof of the tail.
Yeah, she's a little bit more lean now too. So. Okay, sorry, that was like majorly comedically distracting. So. Okay.
I can just imagine Talina carrying 145 pounds.
Yeah, some of these
squirrel.
scenes get a lot funnier in your head when you start to picture it that way. Okay. Anyways, back to the original point, which was you guys discussing your next steps, and you were saying you needed help in the University Row district because of lack of reading skills. And I believe you were being asked details on that. Was there anything else you guys were discussing before that happened? Oh, that's right. Talina offered her shoulder. That's what started all this. Offered her shoulder to the squirrel.
Yes.
Squirrel gets up there.
Okay. All right. So Tippy, you're on Talina's shoulder once again. Where are you guys headed?
Well, for now, I'll just get out of the Lucky Tankard and head like towards the stairs up from the residential districts to the University Row, I guess.
Okay. So you guys
So,
start making
you know.
your... Yeah. All right, cool. So you guys start making your way through the Riverside
Where's
District.
Where's the puppy dog? I don't see Scourge.
That's because it was underneath
Okay.
you.
Okay, I
Yep.
moved down by accident.
Okay.
I'm like, where the heck did Scourge go?
Yeah. So you guys are headed across town through the Riverside District, up into the residential district, and then into the University Row.
I can't move my pieces.
I thought you were just gonna drag us all.
I was going to, then you guys all just started going. I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't care. It's a map. I don't really care what you guys do. It's more just for representation of like where you guys are at because you guys kept splitting up. So it was a really good way to just keep an eye on people. But realistically speaking, I'll just move everybody together. It's not that big of a deal. Cool.
I can't move my piece anyways.
I don't know on that one. That's weird. You have ownership of it, so I'm not sure. Thankfully, right now it's not a big deal, but we'll fiddle with it if we needed to. Okay, so you guys make your way through the Riverside District into the residential district and then up into the University Row. It's a long walk. At this time in the day, civilian, for lack of a better word, traffic, like foot traffic, is not at its peak, but it's definitely at a heightened state. It's the time of the day when people are starting their morning, starting their day, if they haven't already. So a lot of, you happen to pass a lot of people that are on their way to, thank you for reminding me, Grigor. Yep. You're able to navigate it directly, but the city's secrets isn't going to help you necessarily combat like cluttered streets, per se. So while you are able to move a little bit more quickly than like getting lost, it's still going to take a little bit of time just because at this time in the day, there are people, that are starting their day in the sense of they're wandering off to, run their errands for the day or headed off to their various forms of employment or whatever. This is like kind of like mid to late morning, so it's still cooler in the day. You have a fair actually let's do this. There we go. You have a fair amount of people that are, just your average city folk, all moving about in various capacities. Thankfully, though, with Grigor's intricate knowledge of the city streets, more so than some of you guys may have realized, you are able to navigate around some of those quote-unquote traffic jams, and it basically takes you it takes you about 2 hours of walking to get from the Riverside District all the way to University Row without any major hiccups or pitfalls. As you guys enter the University Row District, at this time of the year, school is in session at the university, so you do see a lot of students that are kind of moving in between various buildings headed off to the campus, which is a rather large, ornate campus that sits on the northern part of the district, basically between the district and then Amber Point up the hill. It is, this, as I kind of described before, this district is a little bit more, I don't want to say lavish, but it is definitely a very affluent district. Obviously, this area is for higher education, so it does tend to see a lot of the funds and money that the city would have on hand. It would be going to this area. This is somewhere that students from all over the region would travel to if they're trying to learn the arcane arts. If they are trying to become a wizard or whatever, they're going to come here. If they're going to try to hone their healing craft, they're going to come here, and so on. You see a wide range of diversity as far as races, heights, shapes, sizes, colors, all sorts of different people are milling about in this district. Talina, you're no stranger to this district. You have a standing contract here, so this is, you're here quite often. You see a couple friendly faces that have recognized you from your time with the Wizard and the Wand and give you a polite nod or a wave. You see some students that you recognize kind of milling about. It's a beautiful day. It's a friendly day. You don't see anybody that's giving you a hard time. The rain that was here the night before has subsided, and it has left a beautiful blue sky. There's sort of that glistening magical effect that the little scattered pools of water refracting sunlight seem to be giving off. It is an absolute gorgeous day as you enter the district. Where are you guys headed specifically? Are you guys headed to the university, or are you guys headed anywhere within inside University Row?
Quickly before we decide where we're going, we've been walking for more than 20 minutes, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it would have been.
I
It would have
have
been almost 2
been
hours.
chatting the ears off these folks, and I need to do this. Technically, I need to do this twice because I can only choose 6 characters at a time. But
Yes.
since it's
Yeah.
10 minutes per, it's
Yep.
fine.
Okay, so go ahead and there's the one. So everybody there got the
Everybody
first batch.
should get 9
Mhm.
temporary hit points.
Yeah.
I'd roll it twice, but it's just a math number, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so make sure everybody's got it. Let's see who we missing.
Miss anyone?
Yes?
Does everybody have their 9 temp hit points?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Everybody has 9 temp HP, yeah. Yep, everybody's got 9 temp HP. So you're good. Okay. So yeah, as you've been walking, what is Talina chewing their ear off with? How is she chewing their ear off?
Tales about things that I've heard in the Wizard and Wand, just hearsay around me, about the interesting things that the university will study, all the teachers and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's like, hey, we're going into this place of education, and like, if you're looking for things or need to learn something, this would be the place to go. And especially if you're trying to say learn to read, she gives like this little side eye towards Wick. This might be, I'm not saying you need to, but if you wanted to, it might definitely help you. And I would be okay in giving you a little nudge in the correct direction to maybe get you a minute.
Do you normally talk this much?
Is that the guy who's been
I feel
chatting our ears off in the tavern?
No, I mean that's what I'm wondering. Are you normally the chatty Cathy of the group, and then I just kind of talk way too much, and you can never get a word in?
Yes. Frankly, yes.
Okay, got it.
Much to my dismay.
As you guys are climbing the final staircase that leads up into the University Row district and seeing all of this and just kind of like officially getting here with the end of your sort of inspiring leader, I don't want to say speech, but I'll call it a monologue. Talina, roll me a history check real quick, please.
Roll 3. No.
Okay. That's okay.
No, I don't think I will.
So that's okay. So with a 5, you're thinking back to the comment about a printing press, and you remember that there is a printing press here in the row, and it has something to do with students of the university, and you kind of remember generally where it is, but you don't remember any details specifically. You just know that you're pretty sure that it's across the main thoroughfare from the university, which would make it further down the way. That's about all you can remember. You don't remember any details beyond that.
Gotcha. The students around us, I'm assuming they're students going places.
Yeah, here
Are
and there.
they mostly going in one direction or
they're
going all over the place?
Going all over. You see students that have recently left the university grounds from across the street, because the university is massive. This is not like a small cramped district. You see some that have left their classes and are headed to various buildings here in the road to either buy supplies or go get something to eat, get something to drink, find somewhere to quiet to study. You see some that are headed across the other street, because basically the University Row is built into a gigantic curved T, kind of exactly how this map kind of looks, so just a little bit more populated. And across one segment of that T is the library, the Grand Library of Darun. And some students will head from the university into the library to do studying there. So you see students kind of milling about, kind of in the general square, more or less, between the focal points of the university, the library, and then like the row of businesses and housing complexes and whatnot that make up kind of the southern end of the road. So they're just kind of everywhere.
I'm just gonna point out that Rhea is passively listening to gossip as she goes by random little peoples as she usually does.
Okay. Trying to listen for gossip.
Random
Gossip,
little
any-
people's, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
my gosh.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll me a perception check. I'm gonna say,
I was gonna go with passively if that's okay.
you know what? Actually, yeah, I like that better because if you're not fully focused on it, you're like paying closer attention to like what Talina had
We're
been
just
saying
kind
or
of
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, paying attention to Talina,
What's your passive
also
insight?
passive perception.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Perception. Wow, I'm tired.
Is a 16.
16. Okay, with a 16, most of what you're hearing in this district pertains mostly to the university. You hear students talking, excuse me, students talking about their classes, being upset with a particular grade on an assignment, being intrigued about a new form of study that's coming up. You happen to hear a few that have learned a new spell, and you actually kind of like glance over in their direction. And you watch them form a little firebolt in their right hand as a cantrip, and then dispel it, and you immediately know what it is. You just basically you're kind of hearing the oh my gosh, the mutterings and the smatterings of very mixed students. Excited students, perplexed students, exasperated students. You name it. You're hearing all of that. There isn't a whole lot of like. What you do notice in this district is that all of your typical chatter you're hearing in other districts of like the political climate, what the soldiers in the city are up to, what sort of trade values going on, any sort of hubbub about town kind of disappears once you hit this district. It's like its own little cosmos where it's only really discussion about matters at hand relating to study and what's going on. You notice that none of the students here really seem to either know or care what's going on outside of this district. Tyro, based on your message, if you want to roll me just a straight perception check, you can go ahead and do that.
I'm in sunlight, right? So that
You are. That would be a disadvantage. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It is sun. It is a
Is
blue
that
sky.
only on a site base?
It is only on
That
site.
is only vision, yes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. With a 7, the target of your search, you don't happen to see him. Probably somewhere else in class, maybe.
Fair.
Yep. I mean, at this point in the day, it's like it's basically like late morning, but the amount of time it took you to get from the tanker to here, it's like probably between 10 and 11 in the morning. And because you guys were up relatively early, had breakfast, and then bugged out. So at this point in the day, most people have either gone through their first class or are cycling to their next one or whatever. And so like while you're seeing a lot of students, puttering around, there's just as many, if not more, currently in class or studying in the library.
Would it be like around the time where maybe like the first break would start?
Probably not for about another hour, give or take. You would imagine, knowing their habits from working at the Wizard and Wand, that most of them are going to start getting out of like the cycle of students is going to happen around high noon, which is in about the next hour.
Yeah. And I noticed that I know this is what Dax noticing, but some of them were practicing magic in public.
Yeah, here and
Would
there,
I
like
notice
Rhea
that
noticed, but yeah.
yeah, like little, basically small little cantrips, like nothing crazy. It's not like in BG3 where they're doing that big display at the fountain in the middle of Baldur's Gate. It's like you see a couple huddled like up
for those who haven't played.
Yeah, it's basically like huddled into a corner up against a building, kind of just like, oh, look at this cool thing, and then like kind of privately like try not to make a big deal out of it, and show it off a little bit and then dispel it quickly so they don't get in trouble.
I kind of try to huddle the group together. Are we trying to stay on the down low, or am I allowed to cause a bit of tension?
Define tension.
Well, you've seen my glowing orbs. These kids are practicing magic. I just want to show them what's possible. Just have them float around me.
Do it. I don't see a problem in that.
Who knows? Maybe somebody will come up to us and be interested in starting a conversation which would lead to information regarding the place we need to go.
Good idea.
Pause for objections. Cool. And I just cast this dancing lights around me and just have them like
Yeah.
do circles around my head, but not stay horizontal. They're doing like a little like wavy up and down, like a horse would do on the merry-go-round.
Yeah, like basically like little atoms spinning around a molecule, basically. Like just.
Well, they'd all have like horizontal orbits, but they'd be going up and down like horses would on the merry-go-round.
So
instead
okay,
of, like
yep.
the whole.
I'm picturing now.
orbits.
Yep, they're just
Yeah.
like.
Can
Mm-hmm.
I like subtly cast prestidigitation to make the lights like spark?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that because they don't inherently do that normally. So the globules of light bloop, 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 appear around her head, and they just start doing this kind of up and down circular motion. Are they bluish colored today or?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So bluish color, and Pipwick, you see this, and then you cast your prestidigitation. I hate this word. Prestidigitation, and little bluish sparks start to go off of the globules that are spinning around his head or her head. Yes, I do feel your pain. I'm sorry. So as this is going on, you notice that several of the people that are immediately around you kind of go, ooh, and they all kind of like watch this. And you notice that some don't seem to care. They just kind of like, what is this about? And they kind of watch for a moment, realize there's nothing to it, and then they walk away. And then other students, you notice from either from a distance or from like more a little bit closer range, are kind of like borderline enamored with this, kind of taken with it, and like, ooh, that looks pretty, and they're watching from a distance. And after a moment or two, the pair that was actually over to the left in not like an alleyway, but just a side street that they had kind of like ducked into for a moment to do the little firebolt thing, they come over, and they're both human. They're both they both appear very young. They probably would be around 18, 19 years old at most. One male, one female. Both kind of like an olive complexion, both with like darker brownish blackish hair. And what you guys immediately notice is that they actually look kind of similar to each other, and it very quickly, without any sort of a roll, it would be very easy to at least assume that these two are brother and sister, and are probably twins, but no guarantee on that. And they walk up and they're just like, that's really cool. What are you doing? The boy student says to you, Talina.
Well, just practice makes perfect. And I snap my finger, and two of the balls fly over her head to do the same thing, and the other two fly over his head and do the same thing.
Whoa! What spell is that?
Well, I'll have you make a guess about what it is and what they're doing.
Oh man. And you see him scratching his head, and the sister rolls her eyes and says, I'm pretty sure that's dancing lights. She says very just very I can't believe you'd get that wrong.
Like the lady here got herself some extra credit. I mean, if I was a teacher, unfortunately,
She gives
you just get street cred.
She gives the biggest told you smirk to her brother, and then looks back and says, it's very cool, but it's also really simple. And she snaps her fingers, and one single light pops up above her head and just spins around for a second, and then goes out. She goes, dang it. And she looks a little sheepish after her failed attempt to not show you up, but match you.
Oh, don't worry. You gotta focus on your concentration.
Yeah, I know. It just, I hate when that happens. Anyways,
It's okay. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
and the brother goes, yeah, I know. I'm not that good. She's better than I am. And she kind of slaps his shoulder and goes, I'm way better than you, and you know it.
Between you and me, I see potential in you, and I point to her brother. I think you really got something.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Just for comedy's sake, who's taller, the boy or the girl?
They're almost identical height. The only reason the girl would be seen as taller is she has a ponytail in the back of her head that's pulled back a little bit higher, and so the hair makes her visually appear slightly taller. And you can tell that her boots are a little higher heeled than his are, but very quickly it's not hard to determine that they're about the same height. You rolled a 27 on the. Oh yeah. He lights up like a candle, goes, "You really think so?" And he like tries to like do 2 firebolts, one in each hand, and only one lights. The other just goes, "Pee!" Like a little bit of sparks, and he goes, "Well, maybe someday, but I appreciate it. By the way, this is my sister, Shoutout, and I'm James."
Did you say jeans?
No, Janes, Janes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And she rolls her eyes and he goes, "His name is Janice. He just hates it."
I think that's an incredible name.
I'll roll that into your persuasion check. Gee, thanks. Wait, no, never mind. I take that back. I seen some goblins down at the Ledger Hold. It's good to meet y'all. Well, who are y'all?
Dax just bares her teeth.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to visually gauge if they're of drinking age before I continue my phrasing.
Before that happens, they're asking names, right?
He just said, "Who are y'all?" Like he introduced him and his sister, so he's just kind of doing the reciprocal introduction.
Ray is gonna give a new alias name.
Okay.
Oh, I can't speak for my friends, but you can call me Elry.
Elry? Make sure I have that right. What was it again?
Elry. It's basically just dropping the H and the A.
Clever. All right. Well, nice to meet you, Miss Elry. What y'all doing here? I mean, you don't look like students. All right, and answer your question about drinking age. Technically speaking, the drinking age in this sort of society would be very similar to England, where it's 18. So they would be of drinking age, but they would be just over the border.
Gotcha. So they would have been in the Wizard and the Wand, maybe.
Yeah, you may have. I mean,
maybe.
There's a chance, but the thing is it's one of those situations where students go in and out of there so often, and Wizard and Wand is a little bit pricier than some of the other taverns that you've been to or worked in. And while it does attract some of the students, you can tell that these two are probably not from the wealthiest of families and probably don't have a lot of extra cash to spend by just going to the Wizard and the Wand. And that they're definitely, at least the brother, seems to come off as very lucky to be in this university, let alone have any money left over to spend.
I found the Weasleys. Well, perhaps you've seen my posters hanging at the tavern nearby? And I just vaguely gesture in the rough direction of the Wizard and Wand.
Yeah, as you say that, you see the sister kind of cock her head and goes, "Oh yeah, I thought you looked a little familiar. You're that singer, right? That sings over at the Wand, huh?" Oh well, it's very nice to meet you. We don't really go in there all that often. I think we were in there once or twice, but that's about it.
Fair enough. Well, keep up with your studies, and I turn around to Pipwick. Weren't you looking for something specific? Maybe these two will know.
Yeah. Kind of a weird request, but I need to print a large stack of papers.
Papers? What y'all printing papers for?
I'm running for city council.
Really?
Yeah, my name's Pipwick Heartthrob. I've spent a lot of time in this city, and I've seen some things that I think can be improved. So I decided to run for city council and get representation out of the small folk.
The sister kind of shifts her weight and has with her arms still crossed and kind of cocks her head and says, "I didn't think there were any election spots open right now."
I am running off of the hope that a new seat will be added to so that a minority can be represented in the city council.
What minority?
People under 4 feet tall.
That seems like a very interesting minority. And he kind of, like, as he said, he's like looking up, like thinking, like he's like, you can see him trying to do math in his head, and the girl kind of like tilts her head back the other direction. I didn't think there was a minority of that. Then again, I don't think that any of the council members are halflings or dwarves. And she kind of trails off. Well, anyways, while she's thinking of that, because I don't want to go there. I mean, there is the student scriptorium down the other end of the road that prints the Gazette. I mean, they might be able to help y'all out.
Can you spell?
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why?
You wanna come with me and help me out?
I guess. What, sis? What time's our next class? Oh, about an hour. I got an hour. I could take you down there if you need.
All right, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Why does it matter if I can spell? It seems like an odd request.
I have sometimes I mix up the letters and words, and so I just want to make sure that before we print them that everything is spelled correctly.
She kind of the brother kind of like has like a quizzical face, kind of nods his head and says, "I mean, that makes sense." And the sis kind of looks at him and back to you. What? Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Wait, which part is he lying about?
The fact that he just jumbles the words and just legitimately can't read.
That I'm not completely illiterate.
Yeah.
Fair.
Because technically, yeah, that is not 100% lie, but it's just enough of a lie. Let's see.
Trying to convince him you have dyslexia over just straight up illiterate.
Straight up illiterate, yeah.
Yeah, fair, okay. Yeah, I understand now.
Yep. Oh, beautiful. Okay. The brother goes, "Oh, that makes sense. All right." And the sister kind of just like, she kind of squints and looks at you. Mm-hmm. All right. She kind of turns, and the two of them start to walk off in the direction that he indicated where the scriptorium probably is.
I'm gonna like mutter to the group, "Shit, I didn't think she was gonna come with."
If you need somebody to have your back, I can try my best. You'll just tell me one.
Just just stick up for me. She's really mean.
Is that a deal?
Sorry, what was the arrangement again?
I stick up for you a little bit, and you owe me a favor later.
Yeah, we can do that.
Good.
Are y'all coming? And they're probably a good 20, 30 feet ahead of y'all now.
All right, let's get moving.
Oh yeah, I'm on their heels.
All right. So as you guys follow the twins into the university district a little bit further, you can see the two of them having a private conversation periodically between the two of them that is just kind of hush whispers and nothing that appears like negative in any sort of way. It's just the mutterings of two essentially teenagers that are about I'd say about 20 feet ahead of you or so, kind of keeping that pace unless anyone tries to catch up to them. I mean, they're gonna have a little bit of distance, but every once in a while you notice that the girl will snap her fingers again and a singular dancing light will pop up above her head, and then you can see almost her struggle, and then it out of existence, and she kind of like, you see her kind of like curse to herself or something, and then you see just kind of her like continuously trying to get it to stick and hold as they're walking.
They're definitely early level wizards.
Oh yeah. These guys, you can very quickly, all of you can tell these guys are brand spanking new to the school. Maybe year 1 or 2, if 2 they just started. It is, and you do know it's fall, which means the season just started. So.
And they're definitely pre-level 1 wizards.
Oh yeah. If there was a level 0 wizard, these would be these guys for sure. But yeah, and so they lead you casually through the district. It's basically a straight thoroughfare that just kind of gently curves to the south through this district. There's no strange offshoots or any sort of curves you've got to go through. But finally they get to a point where they stop at what is basically the main drag, but then there's like a a side street that juts off to the south, or kind of more south east from the main drag. And they kind of point and says, it's going to be this way, unless y'all need to do anything else before we go there. It doesn't matter. It's up to y'all.
Did you have any more appointments, sir? And that's Hellraya turning to Pipwick, acting as if she's a secretary.
Pipwick, why don't you and whoever
Elrie?
wants to, or you or whoever wants to go with you, go handle this printing business, while myself and whoever wants to come with me go and ask some of our questions to possibly professors.
And as you say this, you guys all realize you guys are standing basically on the southern east wall of the gate of the wall that basically hems in the university. University is a very large, sprawling grounds base. I mean, it's huge. It's a massive facility, but it has a very nice, elegant stone wall that goes all the way around it. And you guys are standing on basically the edge of that property. So the university is right next to you, and the library is actually a short walk back the way you came. So you're not far from either of those locations. I love hearing a roll and not seeing it.
I did a self-roll to make a decision.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I like that. That's what I mean. I like that it does that. I could hear, so I know somebody rolled, but I don't know what it was.
Appreciate your guidance. Shadri, keep up with your concentration. May I suggest thinking of a happy place and keeping that in your mind for a while before you try to cast a spell that requires concentration, and keep that spell in that place.
She kind of glances at you, kind of looks up. I never thought of that. She kind of closes her eyes for a moment. You see her squint a little bit tired. Then she relaxes, and she keeps her eye. She then starts to squint a little bit tighter, and you see her snap her with her eyes so close. She snaps her finger, and the light doesn't even show up. And then she kind of opens her eyes and looks around, and says, "I think I'm gonna have to work on that. I have a hard time remembering happy places these days."
You and me both, sister.
She kind of glances over at you and just kind of gives a short little nod back and forth. Did you just give her bardic inspiration?
Bardic.
Yes, I gave her a bardic inspiration.
Is that like
Keep up the practice. I'm sure you'll get it someday.
She kind of perks up a little bit and, well, thanks. I appreciate that. And what was? Remind me of your name again. I know you're the bard, but I'm sorry, I'm not great with names.
Her name's Talina.
Talina, that's right. Oh, thank you, Miss Talina. I appreciate it. But yeah, if anyone wants to go to the printing press, we'll take you down there. It's right down the street and down the stairs. And they start to kind of slowly walk in that direction.
I think I'll stay
my
with our. I think I'll stay with the dog, and its owner.
Okay.
But the others might want to.
Okay, so Talina, Dax, and Scorch are at least headed off towards
I'm
University
sorry,
Kyria as well.
we're splitting the party again.
You know what? You're within the same district. We're getting there. It's little victories, little victories.
Shoutout, did Dax see the look that Hellraya was giving when she mentioned splitting up and doing whatever?
Oh, I did not see that.
It was not hidden, so she would have easily seen
I
it.
did not see that. Good point. Let's reverse because I didn't see the text box.
That's fine.
We'll
back up a bit. So this is right when they're
upon-
offering to take you down the side street.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Upon
talking. So.
seeing Hellraya's look, she kind of remembers the warning.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Let's all head down to the printing press.
Okay. All right. So in that case, they go, all right, well, it's this way. And anyone who wants to follow can. Is anyone else wishing to split up, or is everyone sticking together?
I mean, if we're all sticking together, we're all sticking together.
Okay. Just making
You
sure.
guys were setting me up to get mugged earlier.
Getting mugged by level 0.3 wizards.
Yeah. Would have been just my luck,
And
right?
probably staff.
We'll beat y'all with our tomes. It's fine.
Yeah, this cornbread-fed Oklahoma wizard's gonna beat the shit out of me.
Have inspiration. It's probably a fair fight.
Yeah, wow. All right, so they lead you down this side street, and as they said, there's a little stairway that brings you a little bit way down the, because everything here is built on these plateaus and hills, so it's not uncommon for some of these side streets to have small stairs that bring you to different levels. And what you end up getting brought to looks to be some sort of a shop that is underneath another like shop. So it's like multi-level building, but they look to be separate. And you do see clearly hanging. There's there's a sign hanging perpendicular on the wall. And it looks to be a set of like, it looks to be like a carving of what looks like several papers and like some quill and an inkwell kind of all kind of compiled together. No, so the spelling of that was actually a lot more simple. This is the girl's name and that is the boy's name. Literally that pretty simple. But yeah, so you see this circular wooden carved sign. It's got several papers, an ink quill, and an inkwell on it. And they stand in front of it and they knock a couple of times. And after a couple of knocks, the door opens. And for those of you normal, medium-sized creatures, you don't see anything at first. But Pipwick, since you are kind of headed there directly, you are eye to eye with a female halfling standing there in a leather apron. With her sleeves rolled up, with like a simple tunic, sleeves rolled up, seems to be wearing some sort of worker's pants, seems to have black ink smudged on her face and on her arms, and she's not wearing gloves or anything. Her hands are exposed, and she's got very fair skin. She has bright blue eyes, blonde hair pulled back into a ponytail, and she's like slapping her hands together. It's like, hi, oh, well, hi, y'all. What brings you back? Who are these folks? She kind of glances around you all.
Neon, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Why do all of these students seem to have a very big southern
I should have bought a
accent?
goddamn cowboy hat at the hat store.
Actually, you know what? Roll me. Okay, hold on. Seriously though, roll me a history check.
No, I'm gonna fail that.
Because that is actually a fair question.
With my +7, I got a nat 1. Or sorry, with my +0, I got a nat 1.
You have no idea why they all sound like Hicks. You have no clue. Actually, above table, I will tell you. Basically, you guys are in. So Daroon sits on the river, but the entire region that y'all are in is called the Durham Hills, and the Durham Hills is comprised of multiple little small hamlets and villages that are all very simple villages. None of them are very affluent places, and it is essentially the country. Everything south of Daroon, like Daroon, is the big city for everything south of it until you get to the coastline, until you get to the plateau, which is far to the south, basically the southern edge of the continent. Everything in between is essentially, like you guys said, kind of like the country, like what we would perceive as like Oklahoma or Texas or where I'm from here in Missouri. Like it's kind of like that. It's like all these small little towns and villages. Everyone's pretty simple. They conduct themselves mostly as farmers and agriculture with some mining intermixed in there and stuff like that. So it's not uncommon to run into people that are not native to the city that have what would be perceived as a southern drawl. This is not uncommon. So
Okay.
yep. So there's your question. There's your answer. I was doing it for a reason. It wasn't because I was lazy. There's actually a reason behind it. But that said, the halfling is kind of looking you all over, and she's just finished kind of smacking her hands together and trying to wipe some of the ink off her hands. And can I help? Can I help y'all? Anything y'all need?
Yeah, excuse me. Hello.
Hi.
I need to print like 200 to 300 papers.
You see her blink multiple times. 200-300.
Looking for
20 to 30?
I can do a few hundred. It's just I hadn't had an order that big in a hot minute. I'm sorry. What was you saying, ma'am?
He's looking for flyers.
Oh, all right.
some Context on the flyers too.
Gotcha. All
Is
right.
that
Well,
right, sir?
sure. Well, if y'all want to come in, we can talk shop. Come on. We don't have to stand here in the alley. Come on. And she kind of waves y'all in and turns around and walks in. And as you guys enter into this this printing press room, it's not a very large space. It is an open space. There's basically wooden columns that or wooden poles really that hold up the ceiling of whatever shop is above you. And it's essentially what this appears to be is a renovated cellar or lower floor from whatever the building was originally, and they just converted the whole lower section into what is basically a cobblestone floor, open floor plan all the way from far wall to far wall with wooden poles that hold up the ceiling. They're all clearly all load bearing, and there's a simple wooden circular table in kind of the left hand corner that seems to have some like papers and stuff on it, but they don't look to be like printing papers, but more like just documents and such. A few shelves on the wall behind it, and then there is one singular large, very basic, rudimentary printing press in the smack dab middle of the room. And then everywhere you can see there's like stacks of cut parchment, stacks of uncut parchment that are much larger. There's several large barrels of what clearly says ink on one side. There is some ink smudges everywhere. I mean, it's basically just kind of like your really simple basic printing press room from like the 17 or 1800s with just kind of more or less not super messed up but a little unkept. And she kind of walks in towards the little circular table and turns around, and it's much dimmer in here. There's not a lot of natural light coming in, so Talina, your eyes adapt immediately. Any of you with dark vision adapt immediately. And she goes around and lights a few little candles in this kind of around the table. All right, so 200 or 300 flyers. Do you have a flyer I can look at for me to work with, or are we supposed to come up with something?
No, I don't have one because it's hard for me to put the words in my mind on paper, you know?
I understand. All right, well, I can help y'all with that. Well, I do, I do run a printing service, so I can do that. I do charge 1 silver per page, unless you're wanting something fancy with some color and whatnot, and that's going to be 5 gold a page. But if you're just doing flyers, I mean, 1 page should do you per piece.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that works. Basically, I just need bold black lettering, and I think that you're really gonna like the message that I'm gonna put on this flyer. And I want it to say, "Small folk need representation," and then under that, "Pipwick for council."
Who Pipwick for? As in the city council?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is this a campaign flyer?
Yeah, that's correct.
Can't ever say I printed one of those. All right, and you say small folk need Wait, are you trying to bring representation to the council for people like us?
Yeah, that's correct.
Uh-huh. All right, that's a new one.
I think that we're a very underrepresented demographic of people. And I think that there's particular things that the city could do to improve the livelihood of people like you and me.
Huh. All right. Roll me a persuasion check.
All right.
I don't know if I want to try and give aid to this persuasion check.
Your call.
I don't think I need to.
Okay. Nope. No,
Way
you
too
do
busy not paying attention to the inside.
Nope. Yeah. She kind of scratches the side of her head real quick. Well, that would be mighty interesting. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be something I'd be really keen on seeing. Well, I can help you out with that. If you can scribble down what you want on it, I'll do the formatting. and I'll get you something to look at. It'll take me a little while to print some. Are you gonna all be in the row for a bit? Can we meet up here in a little while and I can show you a sample before I print them all? By the way, to print 200 or 300 is gonna run you 20 or 30 gold.
Don't you think that?
I'll pay for it.
All right, never mind.
That was quick.
He was like trying to like.
Rhea was kind of like getting ready to pat her coin purse until that happened, and she kind of turns to Dax like, "Okay, that was unexpected."
Oh, we didn't split up yet. Okay.
No, we're all
There was there was a realization. You were gone for a minute, but there was a realization that splitting up was not a great idea, so everybody decided to stick together.
Okay.
Dax looks over at Rhea and kind of whispers to her, "Don't worry, it's a very small indent in my wealth."
Rhea just mouths, "Same."
All right. Well, don't pay me yet. We'll want to make
We
sure
got fucking Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg in the party.
Actually, yeah.
I mean, do you want to know how much I have?
No,
Yeah,
the
how
real
much
question
she's
is, do you
spreading
want to
the
know
wealth?
how
It's more
much
like she's
I
Oprah.
have?
Well, you're also just
Because
starting.
it's sad.
I definitely didn't take anything from a certain person's safe before we left.
So yeah, so she basically is like, yeah, don't pay me yet. I want to make sure the sample's right before we go with it. But if you all want to leave like a, let's say 10 silver deposit, I'll get started on something. Just like I said, scribbled here. And she kind of moves over some parchment and a quill and write down what you want on it and how you want to look, more or less. I'll work it up with my printer block, and I'll work something up, have it in, say, an hour or so, and you can take a look at it, and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
That works perfect. And I'm gonna pick up the piece of paper that she wants us to scribble it down in the quill. Then I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group, and I'm giving Puss in Boots eyes right now.
I mean, okay, so part of the reason that Herrera was doing the act was that she is acting as the secretary.
Yes.
So she will basically take the quill and stuff and remind me again, sir, what am I putting down?
And at this point, the printer has walked away for a bit. She's walked over, and looks like what she's doing is she's going to near a wall where there's this large wooden rack, and you can see there's just, as you glance at it, there is just endless little blocks of letters and numbers in various sizes in common. And she seems to be gathering up a good collection and putting them into a smaller wooden box that she can carry.
Small folk deserve representation, and then under that, Pipwick for council.
Would you like to try and get, I don't know, your likeness on the flyer?
I don't think they're gonna have a problem knowing who I am.
Fair.
All right, so you scrawl that down. Obviously, you're just writing, so it's not going to be sort of a performance check or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You as you're finishing, she walks over and she sets this wooden crate on the table, and you can see it's just full of different letters and numbers of all different sizes. And she goes, "Is that ready for me to look at?"
Absolutely.
All right, she takes
There
it.
you are.
Let me see that. Oh, this is right simple. This is not a problem at all. Yeah, give me an hour. I'll have something. I'll have a couple ones worked up for y'all. We'll pick what you want, and we'll get two. You want 200 or 300? I mean, by the way, thank you, Miss. I like the hair, by the way. Very luminant, but I like the getup. And she takes the gold from Daxori as she puts it in her little coin purse that's sitting on the table. But yeah, did you all want 200 or 300?
Let's start with 200 for now.
All right, yeah, that'll be 20 gold total. But like I said, this deposit is plenty. If we get it all right, it'll just be another 18 gold, and we'll go from there. But all right.
Then I'll just turn to the rest of the group. So there was something that, it sounds like we got some time to kill. There was something that you guys wanted to do here? Are the students still with us?
They're waiting out. They've been waiting outside.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they like introduce like let you guys walk in, but they're standing out in what is the open alley basically, and have just been kind of like muttering to themselves, practicing their little cantrips every once in a while, like kind of the same thing you kind of seen them doing. You realize these are kind of creatures of habit. They don't really get too creative with what they're doing.
Does it look like they're waiting for us to come back, or just, hey, this is our new hangout spot?
I think it's probably a little of both. They're not really sure if you guys need them anymore, but they're just kind of waiting just on the off chance that you do. Otherwise, it looks like they might just set up camp.
Oh no, we didn't dismiss the escort NPCs.
No, you didn't.
It's fine. They'll run off when the bell goes.
I can't find
Oh
my
my
son. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Anyways.
so tempted to make like a minor illusion sound of the bell ringing.
You could.
I'm not going to.
Okay. All right. So, with that being said, the printer grabs her stuff and she goes, "All right, well, give me an hour and come on back. And if I ain't here, I'll leave a sign on the door. But if not, I'll probably be upstairs talking to my landlord. But yeah, if you do go up there, just ask for Luria and I'll come running."
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. I'll see you in about an hour or so.
her name?
Lorria, Luria.
Oh my gosh, that almost sounded like you just gave it. Okay, that sounded way too close to Elleray
No,
for a moment.
no, not even close. It has an A at the end. That's about it, and an R in the middle.
Yeah. I was gonna say the IA names are taking over.
RIA.
Yep.
Running into a character that's named the same as you should happen more often than it does.
It real well.
Yeah.
Elleray is kind of an oddball name, unless
I mean, depending on the name, yeah.
Well, yeah,
like,
but a fill in the blank Rhea name, it wouldn't be super uncommon. So
yeah, no.
Yeah. Yep.
But when you get to
Especially for other
Wix,
demon kinds.
apparently two of them are in the same room all the time.
And that was hilarious when he told me what his character's name was, because he didn't know about Spitwick, and I went, "Well, that just happened." Yeah. Okay. So you guys make your way out of the printing press, and you hear her shuffling through the wooden blocks and starting to insert them into the press in the back of the room. And as you guys exit, closing the door behind you, the twins are kind of standing there, kind of look up at you. "Did y'all need anything else? We have class in a little bit, so we don't want to be late. But if you need something, we can help."
I wanna look. Okay, actually, no, I know. I'll just look at the two of them. Jeans, I got something to tell you.
All right.
Listen to me, kid.
Yeah.
You know,
He leans down towards you a little bit.
You know, I know what it's like growing up in a house where magic ain't the strangest thing. Where every time you light a candle without flint or whisper to the wind and it listens back, there's someone standing behind you saying you're doing it wrong. Or worse, that you ain't meant for it all. Your sister over there?
Kind of sighs.
Your sister over there, she's loud about it. Sharp, too. Kind of like barbed wire stretched across a fence line. It looks harmless till you lean on it. She'll tell you you're weak. She'll tell you you're slow. She'll tell you magic's for folks born special, not folks who gotta work in the dirt and earn every inch of their lives.
You're tearing apart siblings now.
But let me tell you something, she doesn't understand you. Magic ain't about who shouts the loudest, snaps their fingers the fastest. It's about listening. It's about patience. It's about sitting on a quiet field at dusk, feeling the hum in the soil, the pull of the stairs, and knowing you're part of something bigger than all her mean words put together. You've got that in you. You can be a wizard.
He's nodding the whole time. Roll me a... Actually, your call. You can roll deception. You can roll persuasion.
I would think that's performance.
Or, you know what?
personally.
Actually, you know what? Yes, that is a good argument. That is a performance check because you are giving a speech right there. That is definitely a speech more than it is trying to convince him one way or another.
Getting that public speaker practice.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. And he's like, I appreciate that. I never thought about it that way. Barbed wire. That's a great analogy. I like that. So wait, if she's barbed wire, what does that make me?
You can be whatever you want to be. You don't have to have me tell you who you are.
You're
or
right.
Who you're supposed to be.
You're right. You know what? I am a windmill. And he stands up, hands on his hips, stands up, looks at the sky. I'm gonna be a windmill. I like that. Thank you, Mr. What was it again?
It's Pipwick.
Hipwick. All right.
And
All right.
I don't know the customs here. I don't know if you're old enough to vote, but I am running for city council.
I don't know. I mean, we're students, so I don't know if we can vote, but if we can, whenever I see your name on any ballot, I will vote for you.
Tell everybody in this university what I told you here today. Spread the word. Tell everybody about Pipwick for me, will you?
It's nice to know that we've turned a. It's nice to know we've turned a child who is hoping to be a wizard into just a windmill.
Well, he believed his sister's barbed wire, so it worked.
If that gets him to learn gust of wind, I mean,
You never know.
Maybe he'll learn polymorph and turn into an actual windmill.
It just turns into a windmill. All right.
I heard the bell.
Yeah. So as you guys are sitting there, the bell goes off. Oh, sis, we gotta go. Let's go. We're gonna be late. And the two of them just bye, y'all. Yeah, bye. And the two of them just bolt up the hill, make a right, and disappear.
Pleasure meeting you.
They wave over their heads as they run away.
That Jeans is a good kid.
Like he didn't correct you on the fact you called him Jeans.
You really are just practicing your public speaking wherever we go, aren't you?
Whenever I see a person in need, my goal is to help them.
He wasn't in need. You just destroyed his dreams.
I think he just corrupted his dreams.
and you had something to say about how often I speak.
I just kind of grin, like trot out of the printing press,
Which is even more hilarious with
or
your
like
your-
outside. I just start trotting. I don't know where I'm going. Like
Roll. You know what? Roll me a d6. Roll me a d6.
You should wait up for
I want to see where he goes.
us.
I love it. You go down the hill to the left, the wrong direction. You're strutting confidently down what is a very apparent dead end walkway that goes down to the edge of like the walkway stops at, not like a cliff, but like it's where the hill is no longer like there's no
I
infrastructure.
Say I get like 8 yards away.
Yeah, there's like a little wooden fence that just
And then I
stops you.
turn around and look back.
Yeah, you're about 10 or 15 feet from the group, just down the stairs at like the end of this walkway where there's a little wooden fence with a rope strung between it.
You can see Talena grinning through her hand. She's feigning to try to like hide it, but she's not. You can clearly see that she's very much amused by the fact that you tried to take the high road and it led to a dead end.
What are you guys waiting for? We got adventuring to do.
You guys all know that
Okay.
you need to go back up the road.
wrong way.
Oh shit! Well, you guys should have given me a map or something, and I start coming back down the hill.
Yeah, you go back up the hill towards them, which they're like, it's
Or,
like, up,
like-
yeah, it's up a couple
Oh.
stairs. You meet with them, and then you guys all go up the stairs to the main road.
Oh, I have to. I'm sorry about this. Where are you? There you are. I would respond with, "Can you even read it?"
Ow!
Okay, so you can go ahead and make that wisdom saving throw. Actually, so Riggsy, if you make sure you have your token selected, you can just click that button in chat. It'll roll it for you based on your saving throw.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
I had to. There's got to be a rivalry between us.
Well, and that's actually a really good use of that. Okay, so you failed, which means you take the full 3 points of psychic damage.
I gave him 8 temporary hit points. He's still net positive.
Yeah, he's still good. He's fine. Yeah.
Those temporary points.
He has 6 temp HP left. He's fine. So basically, you kind of feel this pang in your head for a brief moment, but it disappears as quickly as it showed up, and you feel fine for the most part.
I can read the picture books, okay?
All right.
Oh,
so,
right. I give 9 now because I'm level 6.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, how does he have 6 left?
Yeah, he is. You guys already started with 9. All right. So you guys get to the top of the stairs. You're now standing on the main thoroughfare through the row. Where would you guys like to go?
What was the other location we needed to go to here?
So you've had questions. Be honest, I've briefly forgotten the
Rhea
questions.
didn't have questions. Rhea was just kind of...
You guys need a reminder.
Rhea's big
Ty does,
concern...
yeah.
Rhea's big concern was
Sure.
why the Slads were ambush tacticing us, and I don't feel like I'm going to find those answers here.
Sure. So basically, Cassivus had said that he didn't know anything about these creatures. He did not know anything about this gem, and he didn't know why the attack happened in his den. He suggested if you were trying to learn information about the creatures or the gem, the best logical explanation would, or best logical information was going to come from learned sources, which could be potentially the university or the library. Beyond that, you know, you'd have to maybe explore some other options. But as far as just the researching, like, things that you could physically, like, research, this would be the place to do it.
Okay, so... library?
I mean, given that all the faculty is probably teaching at the moment, yeah. If we want to get to ask faculty some questions, we should probably wait for a break, which shouldn't be long. As
Depending on
Selena's
how
trying to
long-
remember, this is the one bell before the break. This is the last, like, less class hour before break, so yeah.
We could go do some research of our own in the meantime.
Given how often I've been in this area, would I know where the library is?
Yeah, it's not hard to miss. It's the two largest structures on this side of the city are the University Arcanum, and immediately across the road is the Grand Library of Darun. They basically flank each other inside the central part of this district. They face each other as well. So you would know immediately. Basically, from where you're at, you can almost see the top of the library because it's so tall. Excellent.
I just start heading that way.
Okay.
Would Rhea have recalled that as well, since she's
Absolutely,
lived here
yeah.
for a while?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, Grigor, Rhea, Talina, any of you guys who have lived in the city, and Pipwick actually, Pipwick would know about the library, but I highly doubt Pipwick would ever have spent any time in University Row, much less have gone to a library. So you wouldn't necessarily know about it, but the rest of you would at least know, especially Talina, would know of the library and its general location, and that it is a very lavish building. It is kind of renowned in this part of the world, and is essentially one of the foremost collections of literature and tomes on this side of the continent, because there's not a lot of massive cities left on this side of the continent.
Actually, it would make sense for her to know the library, because she's probably used some books as inspiration for lyrics. So
Sure, yeah. Okay.
And Rhea's definitely gone there to look at information.
I go there because they let you check out movies.
The moving picture shows at the library. Grandpa Goblin has gone to see his moving picture shows.
I think Grandpa's finally lost it. We need to take him out back behind the shed.
He's like, I really like the talkies. They're my favorite.
Oh no!
All right, so oh, go ahead.
Would I know, or at the entrance be able to see what the library's pet policy is, given that we have a dog with us?
I will say you don't know because you've never owned a pet, specifically at least here. You've never. I will say you've never seen pets go in or out. If you've been there before, you would never witness pets, but you've never. I will say without even rolling, you've never noticed a clearly marked sign or anything that has indicated pets or no pets.
Out of character here. We just claim he's a familiar and move on.
It is an option.
Those can be dismissed.
We definitely have the persuasive power between at least 3 of the characters to do that.
Lord, I hope so.
I will walk up to whichever librarian doesn't look too busy with other guests, I guess you'd call them.
Okay, so you guys enter the library, and as you guys approach, the building is essentially a 2 or 3 story tall stone structure. Think something that looks like it came out of like Rome, like massive, like a series of massive stone columns that are in the front that both flank the door as well as hold up an archway high above with a triangular ceiling. You can see a relief carved into the triangular structure high above. You can't quite make out what the picture is, but it does appear to be various humanoids of various races all kind of meeting together. In the very center, you see some sort of humanoid individual holding up a book by one hand, like think Simba holding it up. And as you walk between these columns and into the main door, which is essentially a double door that's about, it's probably about 15 feet tall and about 10 feet wide, that's perfectly open, and there's a soft breeze blowing from outside into the main foyer of this library. As you walk into the foyer, it's marble floors. There's it's not a rotunda, as in you do see the point of the roof high above, but in the back center of this foyer, you see a half-circle desk with a single individual sitting behind it. A tiefling individual that has like pinkish, palish, not like pale like ghost white like Caspas's skin, but just sort of like a regular skin tone that's lost some of its vibrancy, so kind of a very soft pink color, with white hair and bone white horns, that is sitting there hunched over, and it seems to be scrawling into a parchment of some kind. Female, wearing a very nice dress, and has small spectacles sitting on the end of her nose.
I'll walk up to the desk, and is there like a bell or something on the desk?
There is a small little service bell, exactly what you think it looks like. And as you go to reach for it, before you can even touch it, the feathered end of a quill doesn't slap, but just kind of abruptly just kind of lands on your hand, stopping you. And as you kind of glance up, you realize that without moving, like her head or her body, she's moved her hand up and kind of put the quill on your hand, and her eyes, without her head moving, her eyes are looking up at you over the rim of her glasses. May I help you?
Brave, you'd assume that I was going to go there with my hand, but we'll go with it.
What were you going to go to the bell with?
I was going to press the digitation to mimic me hitting the bell.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, back it up then. Yeah, if you don't go for it with your hand, you go for it with prestidigitation. The bell rings once, and before it can ring again, she does the same thing, and she stops like the top of it, like hold it down with the quill so it won't ring again, and she says the same thing.
Sorry, you seemed rather busy, and I wanted to make sure you were available, and if not, summon one of your colleagues. I hope I'm not interrupting something important.
No, that's all right. And she pulls the quill back, and as she kind of sits up a little straighter and adjusts her glasses on her nose, notice that her eyes are a faint violet color, and her fingers, as she kind of reaches up to adjust her glasses, you notice that basically from the tips of her fingers, all of her fingers are ink stained that kind of fade out at about the second knuckle, and you can tell that it's just like there's been attempts to clean it, hasn't worked, and she just has ink stained fingers. Just. It's quite all right. It's my job. But what is it you're searching for here in the library?
Well, I'm searching for something, but I have a small question before that.
All right.
What is your pet policy? And I just look over my shoulder towards Stax and Scorch.
She raises an eyebrow, like just think quintessential high school Saturday morning special librarian. Like raises her eyebrow and then like braces her hands on her side of the desk, which is lower than the counter you're standing at, and like half pushes herself to stand up and about half out of her chair and can reach and look over the top of the counter and sees the dog. Is the dog a druid, a familiar, or a pet?
Yes?
That was not a binary question.
Well, he's definitely one of those.
She sighs, a little exasperated, and sits in her chair. Adjusts her glasses a little bit once more. Child, if the animal is going to be an animal, it is not welcome in a place of learning. If it is going to behave, if it is a polymorphed creature or a druid in animal shape of some sort, then if it can behave itself, it is permitted. But, and she holds up one of her index fingers, should it cause a mess, you will be expelled from the library and not allowed to return. Do you understand?
I just turned to Dax and see if she understands because it's her dog.
Don't we also have a fucking squirrel?
Yeah,
She hasn't noticed. She hasn't noticed the
I'm
squirrel
assuming
yet.
that's tucked in my hood because.
Oh, okay, because I thought
Yeah, you are
she was just
correct.
sitting on your shoulder.
I don't know. That's up to Fox or if she wants to be, obviously. But...
Yeah, would Fox? What would be the noticing? Like what would be Tippy doing right now?
Just chilling on the shoulder still.
On the shoulder.
Okay.
So then, as you turn to look at Dax, she glances and says, "And what's with the furry one? Is this same question? Druid, wild shape, polymorph, familiar?"
Oh, that one's Well, would you like to introduce yourself?
Tippy's just gonna be like, well, who the hell is talking to me?
Do you say it? Oh, you can see the tiefling sitting there,
Oh
basically
no,
behind the
she
counter.
sees it.
Oh, okay.
She just don't care.
Oh, okay. So does your telepathy go out to just anyone, or is it like
Yep, it's just open-ended right now.
the librarian goes, an intelligent creature. Very well, that one's fine. As far as the animal, and she looks to Daxori because of the eye contact from Talina. Is the dog going to be an issue?
Dax nods or shakes her head no.
Very well. I shall hold you responsible if proven otherwise. But, being that as I've answered your first question, what about my first question? What is it that I can assist you with here in the library?
I'm looking for literature about unnatural, mythical, magical creatures, that kind of vibe. Would that be in the left wing? And I'm just pointing towards a random door or hallway or like
She kind of
trying to act like I've been here before and actually know maybe.
She kind of, without even rolling, she kind of recognizes that you're just kind of wildly guessing. She kind of raises her other eyebrow. They just kind of shift positions. One goes down, the other comes up. Unnatural mythical creatures. Any more elaboration? That's a very broad topic. Are you looking for domestication? Yes.
This is out of character.
Oh, yes.
Do we have the name of the creatures?
You do. Yeah, you do know it.
Discovered.
You do know it at this point.
Purposefully not saying that though.
That's fine. I'm just, as far as knowledge, you do know what it is.
We're looking for information on semi-intelligent to almost intelligent magical creatures.
And narrows it a bit more. Any sort of school of magic, apologies, any sort of origin of magic that I should
Chaotic.
Chaotic. Very well. One moment, and she kind of leans over, and you see, even though she moves a little slow and she's very clearly up there in age, her hands glides over to, quite frankly, for those of you born of a certain generation, a Rolodex. And she glides her hand over, and without touching it, the Rolodex goes and then stops instantly. And she grabs a card out of it and pulls it over with 2 fingers and holds it up. That is going to be on the 2nd floor. B278 is going to be your row of shelves. Everything in there should be pertaining to the chaotic magics, both creatures, magic types, etc. If you do not find what you're looking for there, come and see me. However, there is a chance, as chaotic magic is not formally taught at the university, or quite frankly anywhere, the literature is limited to that one row. We don't have a lot on the subject.
Do you know of any? I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you know of any professors from the university that maybe knowledgeable on the subject despite its lack of teaching?
Well, possibly Professor Nara. However, she these days specializes in instruction of transmutation and alchemical theory. However, I do know that she used to get around quite a bit. It's possible she has experience in those things. She'd be the one I would go to simply because the rest of them are so prim, proper, and by the book. They wouldn't even touch the stuff. Nara's a bit of an eccentric at times.
How do you spell that, Neon?
Professor Nara is Nara. So Professor Common
Okay.
Spelling, and then Nara is just Nara.
What was her field of study again?
Currently, it's transmutation and alchemical theory, but
Cool, thank you.
yeah, but the librarian basically indicated that she has a past that may tie her to that. The other would be potentially Archmagister Viridian Thorn, the head of the entire university. If he doesn't know of a place to search that out, it'd be hard pressed to find anyone else in the city who would besides him. And that's going to be
that one too.
Yep, I got you. Yeah, Archmagister. So it's going to be all one word. So Arch oh my gosh, ARCHMAGISTER, sorry, and then Virillian Thorn. So VIRELLIAN, and then
VIRELL.
IAN, and then Thorn is is Thorn with an E. Is basically the easiest way to do it.
It was IRE.
Oh, for
IRE?
Ketheric Thorn from Baldur's Gate.
No, not Thorn had an M. This is Thorn like THORNE. Yes, you got it right there.
Spelled that right?
Yep, you got that right. Yep. Yeah, Archmagister Virillian Thorn and Professor Nara are the two she suggested.
Okay.
Yep. Those would be the two I would go to. May I ask why you're researching chaotic magic? It's not outlawed by any stretch, but it is highly dangerous and something that most practitioners and whatnot simply try to avoid.
It's used commonly around from where I'm from, and I'm just trying to get a better understanding of it, as I am not from this plane of existence.
I would have guessed. Where are you from, my dear? It's most intriguing. I'm not familiar with planes of existence that I'm familiar with where chaotic magic is widely used.
I prefer not to say, but I will say I'm not from around here.
Very well. I suppose that's prying a little too much. My apologies. And she kind of she squints a bit and gives you kind of a quizzical look, but then kind of eases up and kind of backs off her questioning a little bit.
Would it be common if not present in the Underdark?
Chaotic magic?
Mm-hmm.
It would probably be something that would be a little more mildly commonly known in the Underdark, just in that it is... I mean, it's like, think of wild magic in traditional D&D rules. It's magic that is sort of unhinged and kind of almost like tapping into raw arcane ability with no honing of it in any way. It's something that in all of your guys' any of you magic casters, so I think actually all of you, except for Grigor, you guys understand that magic is, you can have innate talent and kind of tap into it, kind of how you were seeing those students kind of start to get dabble their feet into it a little bit. And then obviously you see the same kind of students that have to do it from a book. You see people that, get it imbued to them by a deity or through song or whatever, but...
or via some other connection.
Some other connection, exactly. But you also know, some of you have traveled with one, where magic is just, you have an innate talent. You have a connection to what people commonly some refer to as the weave, some refer to as the arcane. There's various colloquialisms that are used to describe magical power, especially with some people even just worshiping Mystra, the goddess of magic, who supposedly imbues people with just raw connection to magic. Chaotic magic, for those of you who would have interacted with it in any capacity, you may have heard about it and know that it's just basically how do I put it? Kind of when you use, let's put it this way. If someone's playing around with fireworks and doesn't know how they work and they just walk up and light a wick and hope for the best, this is kind of the same thing. There's like a structured way to go about magic, and there's an unstructured way. And chaotic magic is typically associated with people who do an unstructured approach to magic and just start kind of like wildly getting into it and not really understanding how it works. And it doesn't typically end up well, and usually can be considered fatal, which is why most people don't mess with it too much.
Given these topics,
Mm-hmm.
Rhea's going to turn to the group. You'll have to pardon me for a moment. What section were those books on again?
I believe it is B, as in boy, 278 on the second floor. That's going to be in this wing over here. And she turns to her right, which would be your left, and she points up into the corner. And basically, where you're standing, there is a wall behind her, but then on either side of the wall, flanking the desk, are two large archways. No doors, just open archways that are about a little over a story tall. And you can see into the main library beyond. And what you can see from where you're standing, where you're pointing, is kind of lean to the left. And you see that the main room behind her is one big open room, so the doorways on each side lead into the same room. But then in the back of that room, there's two staircases that have a curve that go up, and they lead in opposite directions and go to upper floors, where there just seems to be more wings that kind of branch off of this main wing behind her.
Okay. Rhea's going to turn to the group. If you don't mind, I'll get a little bit of a head start. I'll wait at the base of the staircase, but I just have a little bit on my mind.
Yeah, no,
Mind
go
if-
ahead. I mean, the
Mind if I
earlier we
come
find
with?
literature, the better.
I don't mind, but I might be a bit more to my own thoughts.
Okay. And with that, Dax kind of just starts to trail behind Hellraya.
Okay, so the
Not,
two...
So
not necessarily up in her space, but still a presence.
Sure, yeah.
the reason I wanted to kind of split off a little bit is Hellraya is going to poke, and kind of wake the ring up to ask it a question.
Oh, yes? Oh, hello, it's been a minute. What can I do for you?
It has been a minute. Say, any ideas on any chaos magic theories?
Chaos magic?
Anything you're familiar with?
Possibly. I've dabbled in the past, a long time ago now. Why do you ask? A
You've
strange
witnessed
thing.
most of what I've been witnessing, correct?
Here and there, I've been a bit preoccupied, but yes. Will you refer to these creatures?
The creatures and the squirrel's gem.
Yeah, that squirrel's gem caught my eye, I'm not gonna lie. It's intriguing. Well,
Anything I should keep looking for?
Say that again, sorry.
Anything I should look for? Precisely?
In reference as far as literature?
Yes, or anything you can just innately let me know.
Well, chaos magic is dangerous. Quite frankly, I stopped dabbling with it when I ended up in here. Not my favorite thing. It's dangerous, it's highly lethal, and even the most trained practitioners who decide to dabble in chaos magic, it doesn't typically end well. Are you trying to...
This just adds another curiosity out of character for myself. But when Hellraya performs magic, does it give off a chaotic vibe then?
Roll an Arcana check.
She never thought about this before.
That's a natural 20. Nice.
Okay, so Rhea
Okay.
is...
So Rhea doesn't know, you do not know, but you are curious because you've never witnessed chaotic magic before. You've heard, like, in the sense of any magical practitioners have, like, heard rumors about it here and there or whatever. It's like, oh, it's a thing, but whatever. But you don't know, but you could potentially find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it this way: with a natural, I gotta respect the natural 20. With a natural 20, it's clear that your magic is a little different than everybody else's, but it's still controlled, it's still honed. Like when you cast Eldritch Blast, it does what it's supposed to. When you cast your charm spells or whatever, they do what they're supposed to. So if they do, or if that is the case, it doesn't visually or arcanically seem to differ from that of Talina or Kyria or anybody else's magic.
Now, given her past usage of magic,
Mm-hmm.
specifically back to before she left that one location,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe she would have been in full control of all of the situation
It's true.
while tapping into it. Would that have then kind of click in her mind that her spell casting might innately be a bit chaotic?
Go ahead and roll me a history check, and I'm going to give you advantage because of the natural 20 on the Arcana check, because these kind of tie together. That was a
13.
single roll. You can roll with advantage, remember?
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Just roll another one. So you got a 13, and you got a...
Oh my god, a dirty 20.
Nice, dirty 20. Okay. As you're walking across the library floor, kind of lost in your thoughts and obviously speaking with your patron, you get to the other side of the room and to the stairs, and as you do in that walk, you thought back on your past of when you first found the ring, when you first felt the magical properties kind of like come upon you and everything, and you realize back then, anytime that you were initially casting magic, when you would think something of like, I'm going to do a thing, it either didn't work the first few times you did it, or something else would happen. It wasn't like explosively chaotic. It wasn't dangerous. It was just like, I want to do X, but Y happened. Okay, I want to do X. Okay, now X happened. Okay, I just need to be like more with like, it could be misconstrued as uneducated, inexperienced, but it could be chaos magic.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna straight up say that whatever Rhea is thinking, her patron may or may not be able to just understand.
Rhea can't. No, the patron doesn't read your mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know if they were like.
No,
I didn't know if they were sharing the same vessel of that notion or anything.
No. You have autonomy with your own thoughts away from your patron.
Okay. All right. So the creatures.
Tyro, answer your question. Yes.
Well, I suppose I should go to those books then.
Dice hate me.
And I forget, I remember the squirrel and her book thing were always like, I feel another psychic speaking pattern happening. What the heck?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was taking notes.
You're good.
What were you were thinking to yourself? But did I miss something?
No. Everything that Rhea was doing. The conversations basically dwindled down, and thank you for your input.
Of course. If I think of anything, I'll be sure to let you know. I'll consult my tomes and studies and see if there's anything I have written down that may help. But I'd be curious to see what literature they have here in the library. That may spark something I haven't thought of.
All right. Well, you're free to pay attention to what I'm viewing.
Yes, I'll try to pay attention while I'm doing my own studies here. Ta-ta!
And the voice fades out.
Mm-hmm. So the entire time she was walking towards the staircase and Dax was beside her, she was fiddling with the ring and kind of just rubbing or kind of rolling it on her finger.
And Dax, you would see
Dax
that.
would have. Yeah, Dax would have noticed. Well, yeah, you said she would noticed.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed
Oh
that.
yeah, no, it's open. It's openly seen. Like,
sorry.
She's walking with her hands in front of herself, but in a somewhat covering the ring pattern, kind of rolling her fingers across where the ring would be.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, Dax would notice it, but she wouldn't say anything, at least not right now.
Okay.
All right. So in the other room, while the two of you have been crossing the thoroughfare of this particular room, it's not an atrium. It doesn't have an open. It doesn't have an open ceiling. It's the main library room essentially. It's the main kind of it's the main branch that all the spokes of the rest of the wings kind of come out from, essentially. But the rest of you guys that were getting directions from the librarian, did you guys want to continue talking to her or head into the next room?
She was wondering about the other planes, and I was going to mention the Underdark to her, and not specifically that we were going there, that we come from there, but that I've heard of chaos magic perhaps getting either a resurgence or maybe a bigger interest. Something just to spread a little rumor up into the universe up here. To maybe get people to not go down there as often.
Okay. So you tell her all of this?
Yeah, I'm trying to like give her an inkling of a thought that maybe chaos magic's becoming more of a thing in the Underdark, and therefore you should stay away.
Okay.
Which may or may not be entirely true.
Yeah, she raises an eyebrow and starts to kind of lean back in her seat a bit, kind of glancing you over. And as she's doing this, I want you to roll me a clear deception check on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Dang, all right. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Let's see what... She kind of gives you a quizzical look and kind of goes, interesting. I'll keep that logged away. And you get the impression that she doesn't seem to be biting. But you now have the location of the the chaos magic tomes. Was there anything else that you were searching for that I could provide assistance on?
Are there people waiting behind me?
Your party, but no one else.
Well, I mean, like other people who need the librarian's attention.
Nope. There's been a few people that have come in and out, and there's other staff that you've kind of seen in similar garb that have been approached by students or have approached students in various capacities here in the main foyer. But for the most part, there's not a lot of people in the foyer because they're in the main library behind you, and they seem to either know where they're going or know who to ask. Yeah, Grigor would be directly behind you at this point. I'd be the only person, like, quote-unquote, in line.
Trying to hide or trying to get my attention or just, being there to be there?
Like waiting in line.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll take a step sideways and back so that he's next to me / in front of me.
Very well. Best of luck. Yes, sir. What can I help you with?
I would like directions to some basics on magic or otherwise introductory courses.
Oh, wishing to dabble yourself, are you? Very well. And she actually takes one of the Rolodex cards. She does the little thing again. It goes and then stops, and she grabs one. This time, when she actually hands to you, he goes, "These are all of the sections that have introductory courses or literature on the sort of basics of the arcane. Everything from basic cantrips to introductory spells and proper focuses and such. This would be the place to start." And she hands it to you. And basically, it's got, it has two columns of three. Two columns of three in each one. And they all seem to be kind of in the same general section of section AA. And then it's three sequential numbers of 010, 011, and 012 on each side, on one side. And then it continues up to the next 013, 014, and 015.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Should you need any assistance with that, if you're not familiar with the arcane, any one of our staff members should be able to help you, or maybe you'll get lucky and there'll be a student who's willing to impart a little bit of their hard-earned wisdom on yourself. However, I will say most people with the arcane need hands-on instruction, hence the university across the street. Should you need more focused tutelage, maybe you should inquire about enrolling. Okay, so real quick, while there's a lull here, I was just gonna say we're at our hard cutoff for Fox. Fox, is there anything that Tippy would want to be doing here in the library, as it is a library full of tomes and scrolls? Or would you? Because I am happy to. We can stop it here while this is happening, or this is a good ending spot as everybody kind of branches off to do some research. This gives me some time to prep all your guys' research before next session too.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's a little short,
I just want
but
to point out
okay.
that when people start heading out to do research, I'm gonna stay in the entrance area.
Okay.
To both keep an eye out on comings and goings.
Okay.
And Nia knows what I mean, and
yeah,
probably the others know about the other thing that I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
And also
I don't.
to keep chit-chatting with the librarian.
Okay.
Just not fishing for any information or anything, just like, passing the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if she appears to be shooing me away, I'll just do like little laps around the building and looking at the architecture or whatever.
Okay. All right.
I also just want to bring up for the next session, since we're in a library, because I didn't really articulate this clearly. Pipwick's resting speaking volume is like the park rain, like Andy Samberg's character in Parks and Rec.
No.
Yeah, so
I've seen Parks and
I
Rec.
usually roll d10s when I'm in like quiet places to see how loud he is.
Like a volume meter, like 1 through 10.
Yeah, like a percentage.
Nice.
Hold up.
Okay. Rhea
Foundry lets you
helped
roll the 11s, no? Surely you can tune it up to 11.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
So Rhea only promised Pipwick to help get his flyers and his campaign trail things. She's not going to be helping with the getting kicked from the library.
That's fair enough. Okay, so Pipwick, we're monitoring volume. Rhea is digging into the chaos magic research along with the help of her patron. Dax is with her. Grigor is looking for introductory literature on the arcane and similar subjects. Talina is on basically guard duty in the front foyer. Scorch is with Dax, I assume. Tippy is on Talina's shoulder. Does Tippy want to do anything in here? Is there anything that she would request information on or research on before we wrap it up?
She's just gonna go look at scrolls and stuff.
Just kind of putter around and look for anything she can find?
Yeah, magic-y scrolls, spell scrolls, anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Useful.
She's just gonna be bopping around looking for scrolls and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's a library. You'll find them. All right. So, okay. So
I just imagine a squirrel going shelf to shelf. Ooh, is this a scroll?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Oh,
Is this
a scroll?
No. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I will make sure I update my notes here. Okay. So yeah, this
She could have
is
been eating them back when she was 145 pounds for all we know.
that poor squirrel. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So I know that it's a very short session of only 2.5 hours, but as everybody kind of pointed out, we're kind of getting to that point, as well as this is a great stopping point for me to start prepping more for next session. But yeah, thank you guys for playing. Thank you everybody out here for watching. Hello, some of you who are, I see a new name in chat and some other people who haven't been here in a while. I will have the VOD posted on our YouTube, my YouTube channel, ASAP, as well as it'll obviously be on Twitch. But yes, sorry for the shorter session. I know that we are wrapping up kind of early, but we've got to for IRL schedule reasons. So we're gonna wrap it up now. We will see you guys in the next one. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.